Hello, my friends. Dr. Mandell here. If you're over 70 and wondering how to keep your body strong, protect your muscles, and maintain your independence, then you've come to the right place. Now listen carefully, because what I'm about to share with you is life-changing. We all know eggs are a fantastic source of protein. For years they've been called the perfect protein, but there's a little secret that most people over 70 don't know. There is a plant-based protein, a vegetable protein that works even better than eggs when it comes to protecting muscle and preventing muscle loss as we age. Yes, my friends, I'm talking about the humble soybean, and more specifically, fermented soy foods like tempeh, miso, and tofu. I want to share something with you that can completely change the way you think about your health and your muscles, especially if you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. We've all heard for years that eggs are the gold standard of protein. Doctors, nutritionists, even fitness experts have always called eggs the perfect protein because they contain all the essential amino acids the body needs. But here's the truth that most people don't realize. There is a plant-based vegetable protein that can work even better than eggs when it comes to protecting your muscles, rebuilding strength, and keeping you active and independent as you age. And that protein, my friends, comes from soy. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Soy, really? Can a vegetable protein really compete with eggs? The answer is yes, and I'll explain why. As we age, our bodies don't respond to protein the same way they did when we were younger. When you were 20, 30, or even 40 years old, you could eat a small amount of protein and your muscles would quickly use it to grow and repair. But after 60, and especially into your 70s and beyond, your muscles become resistant. They don't absorb and use protein as effectively. This is called anabolic resistance. That means you need a protein that is not only complete, but also rich in certain amino acids that directly trigger muscle growth. This is where soy protein shines. Soy is rich in branched-chain amino acids, particularly leucine. Leucine is like the master switch that tells your body it's time to build muscle. Without enough leucine, your body can't turn on the muscle building process, no matter how much protein you eat. Eggs have leucine, yes, but soy protein often delivers it in a way that is highly digestible and effective for older adults. Research has shown that soy protein can match and in some cases outperform egg protein when it comes to stimulating muscle protein synthesis in seniors. But there's more to the story. Eggs, while healthy, also come with cholesterol and saturated fats that some seniors need to watch out for, especially if they're dealing with heart problems, high cholesterol, or circulation issues. Soy protein, on the other hand, is plant-based. It's naturally cholesterol-free. And instead of harming your heart, it helps it. Soy can lower bad cholesterol levels, improve blood flow, and support your cardiovascular system, which is so important as we get older. Think about it. You're not just protecting your muscles, you're also protecting your heart at the same time. Now let's take it one step further. Many seniors worry about bone loss, osteoporosis, and fractures. Guess what? Soy protein contains isoflavones, plant compounds that help strengthen bones and fight inflammation. So while you're rebuilding your muscles with soy, you're also giving your bones a boost, helping them stay strong and reducing the risk of falls and breaks. Eggs can't do that. That's why I say soy protein works better than eggs, because it doesn't just build muscle, it protects your whole body. So how can you start using soy protein in your daily life? It's easier than you think. Instead of always relying on eggs for breakfast, try adding soy milk to your smoothie. Use tofu in a stir fry or a soup. Enjoy tempeh as a side dish with your dinner. These foods are packed with protein and they're easy to digest. And here's a little tip: fermented soy foods like tempeh and miso are even better because they're more digestible and contain probiotics that support gut health. A healthy gut means better absorption of nutrients, which is something we all need as we age. I want you to really think about this, my friends. If you're over 70, you've probably noticed changes in your body. Maybe you've lost a little muscle mass. Maybe you don't feel as strong as you used to. Maybe you're worried about losing your independence. But I'm here to remind you, it's never too late to turn things around. Your body is still capable of building muscle no matter your age. You just need the right tools, and soy protein is one of the best tools you can give your body. Imagine yourself walking stronger, standing taller, moving with confidence. Imagine having the strength to carry your groceries, climb stairs, play with your grandchildren, or simply get up from a chair with ease. All of these things depend on muscle, and muscle depends on protein. So why not give your body the protein that works better than eggs, the protein that strengthens your muscles while protecting your heart, your bones, and your overall health? I'm not saying you have to give up eggs completely. Eggs can still be part of a healthy diet, but what I am saying is this: don't overlook the power of vegetable protein, especially soy. Make it a regular part of your diet and watch what happens. Over time, you'll feel stronger. You'll notice more energy. You'll reduce your risk of falls, injuries, and illness. And most importantly, you'll maintain your independence, your freedom, and your quality of life. So my friends, take this message to heart. Don't settle for just surviving in your later years. Choose to thrive. Choose to nourish your body with the foods that will give you the most benefit. Choose to add soy protein into your daily routine. Your muscles will thank you. Your heart will thank you, and your future self will thank you. Let's talk about something that happens to every single one of us as we get older. It doesn't matter how healthy you've been, how strong you once were, or how much muscle you built in your younger years. The truth is, after the age of 60, and especially once you cross into your 70s, your body begins to process protein differently. This is one of the main reasons why so many seniors lose muscle, become weaker, and find themselves struggling with simple everyday activities. But here's the good news. Once you understand what's happening inside your body, you can take the right steps to slow it down, stop it, and even reverse it. When we're young, our bodies are like sponges. You eat a little bit of protein and your muscles soak it up, quickly repairing and rebuilding themselves. That's why a young person can eat a small portion of chicken, fish, or eggs and immediately feel stronger. But after 60, something called anabolic resistance begins to set in. That means your muscles no longer respond to protein the same way. They resist it, they don't absorb it and use it efficiently like they used to. Imagine pouring water on a sponge that's dried out and stiff. Instead of soaking it up, the water just runs off. That's what happens to your muscles with protein as you age. Now let me ask you a question. Have you noticed it's harder to keep your strength? Maybe you've realized your arms feel weaker when you lift something heavy, or your legs feel tired when you walk upstairs. Maybe you've noticed that even though you're eating the same way you always have, you're still losing muscle. That's not your imagination. That's anabolic resistance at work. And if you don't do something about it, the process speeds up. You start to lose more and more muscle every year. This condition even has a name, sarcopenia. It's the silent thief of strength and independence in older adults. But here's the part I want you to focus on. Losing muscle after 70 is not a one-way street. It doesn't mean you're doomed to get weaker and weaker. The body is incredible. It has the ability to adapt at any age. If you give it the right kind of protein in the right amounts, and you combine it with regular movement and resistance exercise, your muscles will respond. Even in your 70s, 80s, and 90s, your body can still build new muscle fibers. Now let's talk about why protein is so important here. You see, muscles are made up of proteins, and proteins are made up of amino acids. When you eat protein, your body breaks it down into these amino acids, and then your muscles use them to repair and grow stronger. But because of anabolic resistance, seniors need more of those amino acids to get the same effect. That's why many people over 70 need to increase their protein intake compared to when they were younger. But it's not just about the amount of protein, it's also about the quality. Not all proteins are created equal. Some proteins are missing key amino acids that are essential for muscle building. One of the most important of these is leucine, the amino acid that acts like a switch, turning on muscle protein synthesis. Without enough leucine, your muscles can't rebuild effectively, no matter how much total protein you consume. That's why choosing the right sources of protein is so critical. And here's where lifestyle comes in. Muscle isn't just about eating protein, it's also about using your muscles. If you're sitting all day, if you're not challenging your body, your muscles will shrink no matter how much protein you eat. That's why even simple activities like walking, lifting light weights, doing bodyweight exercises, or practicing resistance band routines can make such a huge difference. Movement wakes up the muscles. It tells them, we need you, stay strong, keep growing. Combine that stimulation with the right protein and you can overcome anabolic resistance. I want you to imagine this, two people in their 70s. One is losing muscle every year, walking slower, struggling to get out of a chair, relying on others for help. The other is eating enough quality protein, moving their body every day, and maintaining strong, healthy muscles. That person is independent, confident, and active. Which one do you want to be? The choice is in your hands. I know some of you may be thinking, but Dr. Mandell, I've already lost so much muscle. Isn't it too late for me? Let me tell you something very important. It is never too late. Studies have shown that even people in their 80s and 90s can build new muscle tissue when they increase their protein intake and start moving their bodies. It doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you're alive and breathing, your muscles are capable of responding. The human body is miraculous in that way. So what can you do starting today? First, make sure you're getting enough protein at every meal. Don't save it all for dinner. Spread it throughout the day so your muscles are constantly supplied with the amino acids they need. Second, focus on high quality protein sources, proteins that are rich in leucine and easy for your body to digest. This could be eggs, lean meats, fish, dairy, or plant-based sources like soy, tempeh, and legumes. Third, move your body every day. Even if it's just light resistance exercises or short walks, every bit of movement tells your muscles to stay alive and stay strong. My friends, don't let anabolic resistance rob you of your strength and independence. You have the power to fight back. You have the power to rebuild what's been lost. All it takes is the right nutrition, the right movement, and the right mindset. Imagine yourself 6 months from now, walking faster, standing taller, lifting with ease, feeling stronger and more energetic. That can be your reality if you take action today. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and remember that every small choice you make adds up. Protein is your medicine and movement is your therapy. Together, they are the key to beating muscle loss and living the strong, healthy life you deserve. I believe in you, and I know you can do this. God bless you and your loved ones. Today I want to share with you one of the most powerful secrets about building and maintaining muscle as we age, and it all comes down to one special nutrient. You've heard me talk about protein many times before, but what most people don't realize is that not all proteins are equal. The real magic happens because of one specific amino acid inside protein, an amino acid called leucine. This single nutrient can literally make the difference between losing muscle and staying strong, between weakness and vitality, between dependence and independence as we move into our 70s, 80s, and beyond. Now let's talk about why leucine is so important. Your muscles don't just build themselves automatically. They need a signal, a trigger, a switch to turn on the process of growth. That process is called muscle protein synthesis. Without that switch being flipped, your muscles can't rebuild or repair properly, no matter how much protein you're eating. Leucine is the switch. It's like the spark that lights the fire. Without it, you can pile up all the firewood you want, but nothing will burn. With it, even a little wood can create a powerful flame. That's the role leucine plays in your body. Here's what happens. When you eat protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids. Those amino acids then circulate in your bloodstream and reach your muscles. When your muscles detect enough leucine in the blood, they say, all right, it's time to get to work, and they activate the machinery that builds new muscle tissue. Without leucine, that machinery just sits idle. And here's the catch as we age. Our muscles need more leucine to respond. When you're young, a small dose of leucine will flip the switch easily. But after 60 or 70, that switch gets a little rusty. It takes more leucine to make it turn on. That's why seniors often need more protein and higher leucine foods than younger people. Now let's connect this back to soy protein, which is one of the best plant-based proteins available. Soy is naturally rich in leucine, making it a powerhouse for older adults who are trying to hold on to their strength. Many people think you need meat, eggs, or dairy to get leucine, but that's not true. Soy provides it in abundance, and it's highly digestible, meaning your body can actually use it. That's why I often say soy protein can work even better than eggs for seniors. It delivers the leucine your body is craving in a way that helps overcome anabolic resistance. But leucine isn't just about building bigger muscles, it's about building better health. When you feed your body enough leucine, you're not just preserving muscle, you're also protecting your balance, your coordination, and your independence. Strong muscles mean you can walk without fear of falling. Strong muscles mean you can get out of a chair without struggling. Strong muscles mean you can play with your grandchildren, garden, cook, and do the things you love without relying on others. And the foundation of all that strength starts with leucine. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people in their 70s. They both eat about the same amount of protein each day, but one eats foods that are low in leucine, maybe a lot of processed foods, grains, or low quality proteins. The other eats foods rich in leucine, soy protein, eggs, fish, lean meats, legumes. Even though they're both eating protein, only one of them is actually triggering muscle growth. Which one do you think is going to be stronger, healthier, and more independent? Of course, it's the one consuming more leucine. That's how powerful this amino acid is. And here's something else you need to understand. Leucine doesn't just help your muscles repair after exercise, it also helps you maintain muscle even when you're not as active. Many seniors spend long hours sitting, whether it's watching TV, reading, or resting. This inactivity accelerates muscle loss. But when your diet is rich in leucine, you give your muscles the signal to hold on to their strength even during those inactive times. It's like telling your body, don't throw away this muscle, we still need it. So how much leucine do you really need? Studies suggest that older adults need about 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal to effectively stimulate muscle protein synthesis. That's not always easy to get, especially if your meals are light. But if you choose the right foods, it becomes much more manageable. A serving of soy protein isolate, for example, can give you that amount. The same goes for a few eggs or a piece of fish or a serving of lean chicken. The key is being intentional, making sure every meal includes a leucine-rich protein source. This is why I always tell my patients and followers, don't just eat protein randomly throughout the day. Plan it, be mindful, think of every meal as an opportunity to give your muscles the leucine they need. Spread it out evenly, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so your muscles get that trigger 3 times a day instead of just once. It's much more effective to give your muscles 3 small sparks than one big flame that burns out too quickly. Now let's not forget that leucine works best when combined with movement. If you eat leucine-rich foods but never move your body, you're not giving your muscles the reason to grow. But if you pair leucine with resistance exercise, lifting light weights, using resistance bands, doing body weight movements, you're multiplying the effect. The exercise signals your muscles to get stronger, and the leucine provides the raw material and the trigger to make it happen. Together, they're unstoppable. So my friends, here's the takeaway. Leucine is the master key. It's the nutrient that flips the switch on muscle growth, and it becomes even more important as you age. Don't let your muscles shrink away because you didn't give them what they needed. Start focusing on leucine-rich proteins like soy, tempeh, tofu, eggs, dairy, fish, and legumes. Spread them throughout your day. Move your body, challenge your muscles, and let leucine do its job. Remember, muscle isn't just about looking strong, it's about living strong. It's about protecting your independence, your freedom, and your quality of life. And leucine is one of the most powerful allies you have in that fight. Don't take it for granted. Use it wisely, and your future self will thank you. We've already talked about how protein and leucine are critical for building and maintaining your muscle, especially after 70. But today I want to share something even more exciting with you. When it comes to your health, it's not just about the muscles. Your body is one interconnected system. And one of the reasons I believe soy protein can be so powerful for seniors is because it doesn't just feed your muscles, it helps heal and protect your entire body. Eggs are good, yes, but they don't give you the wide range of extra benefits that soy brings to the table. That's why I call soy a complete package for older adults. Let's start with your heart. At this stage of life, most of us are thinking about our cardiovascular health. Maybe your doctor has told you that your cholesterol is creeping up. Maybe you've been warned about high blood pressure, clogged arteries, or circulation issues. We know that heart disease is one of the biggest risks as we age. But here's the good news. Soy protein has been shown in many studies to lower LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, while raising HDL, the good cholesterol. That means soy doesn't just protect your muscles. It helps clean your arteries, improves your circulation, and lowers the strain on your heart. Every time you eat soy, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're giving your heart a reason to beat stronger and longer. Now let's talk about your bones. If you're over 70, bone health is a huge concern. We all know someone who has suffered from a hip fracture or a fall that changed their life forever. Strong bones are the foundation for staying active, independent, and mobile. Here's where soy truly shines again. Soy contains compounds called isoflavones. These are natural plant estrogens that mimic some of the protective effects of estrogen in the body. Why does this matter? Because estrogen plays a huge role in maintaining bone density, and when estrogen levels drop, especially in women after menopause, bones can weaken quickly. Isoflavones from soy help slow down that bone loss. They support bone strength and lower the risk of fractures. So with soy, you're not just building muscle on the outside, you're reinforcing the skeleton underneath. But there's more. Let's look at inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the hidden enemies of aging. It's behind arthritis, joint pain, stiffness, heart disease, diabetes, and even many cancers. It's like a fire burning inside your body, slowly damaging your tissues. Soy protein, particularly fermented soy products like tempeh and miso, are rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. These nutrients work to calm that fire, to cool the inflammation, to protect your joints and tissues from ongoing damage. That means less pain, more mobility, and a stronger defense against disease. And let's not forget about oxidative stress. As we age, our bodies accumulate more damage from free radicals, unstable molecules that attack our cells and speed up aging. This oxidative stress is another big factor in muscle loss, joint degeneration, and chronic disease. Soy's isoflavones are powerful antioxidants. They neutralize those free radicals and protect your cells from harm. Think of it like rust protection for your body. Just as you wouldn't want your car to rust away, you don't want your body to wear down prematurely. Soy gives you that protective coating. Now let's step back and put this all together. Imagine one food that helps build muscle, lowers cholesterol, strengthens bones, fights inflammation, and protects your cells from oxidative stress. That's what soy protein can do. Eggs are wonderful for protein, but they don't offer all these extra layers of protection. That's why I say soy protein works better than eggs, because it doesn't just focus on one aspect of your health, it works on the whole picture. So I know some people are hesitant about soy. You may have heard myths or confusion about whether it's safe, especially for men. Let me set the record straight. Soy is safe when consumed in moderate natural forms. I'm not talking about processed soy and junk foods. I'm talking about traditional soy foods like tofu, tempeh, miso, and soy milk. These foods have been eaten for centuries in Asian cultures where people often live longer, healthier lives with less heart disease and fewer bone problems. The evidence is clear. Soy in its natural form is one of the healthiest plant proteins you can add to your diet. So how do you start? Begin with small, simple changes. Add soy milk to your coffee or smoothie in the morning. Enjoy a tofu stir fry for lunch. Add tempeh as a side dish with dinner. The more variety, the better. And remember, the goal is not to eliminate other proteins. Eggs, fish, chicken, and beans all have their place. The goal is to add soy as an additional weapon in your arsenal against aging. My friends, when you fuel your body with soy protein, you're not just investing in your muscles, you're investing in your heart, your bones, your joints, your cells, and your future. Think of it as insurance for your health. Every bite of soy is like making a deposit into your health savings account, building strength and protection that will pay off years down the road. Imagine yourself 5 years from now, your heart pumping strong, your bones steady, your joints flexible, your muscles firm, and your body energized. That future is possible if you make the right choices today. You have the power to protect your body, to slow down the aging process, and to stay independent and vibrant. And soy protein is one of the simplest, most powerful tools you can use to make that happen. I want to leave you with one of the most important messages you will ever hear about your health and your future. It is never too late. Never too late to rebuild your strength. Never too late to add muscle. Never too late to take back control of your body. I don't care if you're 70, 80, or even 90 years old. Your body still has the ability to adapt, to grow, and to become stronger. That is the miracle of the human body. And too many people give up because they believe the lie that aging means weakness, decline, and dependence. I'm here to tell you that is not true. Let's think about what happens as we age. Yes, the body slows down, muscles shrink, bones weaken, joints stiffen, and energy levels drop. But this is not because the body is broken beyond repair. It's because it hasn't been given the right fuel, the right movement, and the right encouragement to stay strong. The body is designed to respond to what you give it. If you feed it the wrong foods and sit still all day, it will get weaker. But if you feed it nourishing proteins, move it with intention, and challenge it just a little, it will reward you with strength, energy, and resilience. Science has proven this again and again. Even people in their 80s and 90s can build new muscle tissue when they eat enough protein and start exercising. Let me repeat that. Your muscles are capable of growing no matter how old you are. I've seen seniors who thought they were too far gone, frail, weak, struggling to walk, transform their lives by committing to simple changes. Within months, they were walking faster, standing taller, and living with more confidence than they had in years. And if they can do it, so can you. The key is to start where you are. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't look back at how strong you were at 30 or 40 and feel discouraged. This is not about going back in time. This is about making yourself stronger today than you were yesterday. If you can only walk for 5 minutes, start with 5 minutes. If you can only lift a soup can, start with that. Progress comes in small steps, but those steps add up to big changes. Protein is your greatest ally in this journey. Your muscles are hungry for it, and the older you are, the more they need. Every time you eat protein, you're sending your muscles the message, we need you. Stay alive, stay strong. Combine that with resistance exercise, even very light resistance, and you flip the switch for muscle growth. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Your muscles don't care how old you are. They only care whether you're giving them the right stimulus and the right fuel. Now let's talk about why this matters so much. Strong muscles are not just about looking fit. Strong muscles are your insurance policy for independence. They protect you from falls. They give you the power to get out of bed on your own, to climb stairs, to carry groceries, to play with your grandchildren, to travel, to enjoy life. Weak muscles, on the other hand, rob you of these joys. They make you dependent on others. They limit your freedom. They increase your risk of injury and illness. But the good news is you get to decide which path you take, and it's never too late to choose strength. I want you to picture something. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. Do you see yourself walking confidently, full of energy, able to do the things you love? Or do you see yourself weaker, needing more help, living in fear of falling or losing independence? That future is being written by the choices you make today. Every bite of protein you eat, every step you take, every time you move your body with purpose, you are casting a vote for the strong, healthy future. Some of you may be saying, but Dr. Mandell, I have arthritis, I have back pain, I have health problems that make it hard to exercise. I hear you and I understand. But here's the truth, there is always something you can do. You may not be able to lift heavy weights, but you can do chair exercises. You may not be able to run, but you can walk or stretch. You may not be able to go to a gym, but you can use your own body weight at home. The key is not perfection, it's consistency. Do what you can, and little by little, your body will get stronger. I also want to remind you that this journey is not just about the body, it's about the mind. When you choose to rebuild your strength, you also rebuild your confidence, your hope, and your spirit. You stop seeing yourself as too old and start seeing yourself as capable, resilient, and powerful. That shift in mindset can change everything. It's never too late to believe in yourself again. My friends, I want you to take this message to heart. Every day is a new opportunity. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It doesn't matter what mistakes you've made or how long you've been inactive. What matters is what you choose to do today. Choose to stand up, choose to move, choose to nourish your body, choose to fight for your strength, because when you do, your body will respond and your life will improve. I believe in you. I know you have the ability to get stronger no matter your age, no matter your condition. Don't let anyone tell you it's too late. Don't let anyone convince you that weakness is inevitable. You are stronger than you think, and your best days can still be ahead of you.